Hello, Mr. and Mrs. Johnson. Thank you for the opportunity to assist you with your question regarding a deferred exchange and any associated tax consequences. I do apologize that we have to do this via a video conference device rather than in person due to our busy schedules. However, I hope that the video proves useful to you, and as always, feel free to contact me if you have any questions or concerns. I would like to go through the facts as I understand. Both yourselves, Fran and Bob Johnson, were involved in a Section 1031 deferred exchange on July 1st of 2012. You transferred a piece of property to Paul that had an adjusted basis of $20,000 and a fair market value of $75,000. On August 1st, 2012, you identified two properties that would qualify as a like-kind exchange. One was located in the Houston office, and the second was located in the Dallas office. Both were acceptable, however, you were both leaning towards the Dallas location. Paul got into negotiations with the Dallas owner. However, the owner bumped up the price from $75,000 to $80,000, and as a result, the deal fell through. He then got into negotiations with the Houston owner, and on January 1st of 2013, the purchase was made, and Paul immediately transferred the title under the both of you. I understand, of course, you need to know what the tax consequences were for this deferred exchange. I did quite a lot of research, and in the Internal Revenue Code, Section 1031, they list out two specific requirements that must be met for a transaction to qualify as a deferred exchange or a like-kind exchange. The first requirement under Section 1031A3A states this: deferred replacement property to be identified within 45 days after the date the taxpayer transfers the property relinquished in exchange. In your situation, you transferred a property to Paul on July 1st, 2012, and you were able to identify two properties in Dallas and Houston on August 1st of 2012. The number of days between the time frame is 30 days, so you did meet the 45-day window for the first requirement. Now, the second requirement under Section 1031A3B states that the property received by the taxpayer will not qualify as for tax-free treatment or a deferred exchange if the exchange property is received after 180 days from the date the taxpayer transfers the property relinquished in exchange. In this situation, you transferred property to Paul July 1st, 2012. Paul purchased the Houston office on January 1st, 2013. If you count the number of days between those two dates, you will see the total number of days is 184. So unfortunately, that does not qualify within the 180-day window, so your transaction does not meet the second requirement for a transaction to qualify as a deferred exchange. What does that mean in your situation? It means that you will have to recognize a realized gain on the land, so this will constitute a sale. You will realize $20,000 adjusted basis, $75,000 market value. We're looking at a $55,000 gain that will need to be taxed. I did try to see if there were any cases similar to yours where the outcome might have been different, mainly because I know, for example, if the Dallas owner had actually stuck with the $75,000 fair market value for the property, if that was purchased, you may have met the 180-day window. So there was a good faith attempt on your part. There is a case, David A. and Marilyn P. Knight, over in Tennessee in 1998, March 16th. It's the same situation as yours. They were exchanging property in a like-kind exchange. They met the 45-day window period, identification period. However, when it came to the second requirement, they were negotiating with the property, and the owner canceled the sale one day before the 180-day requirement. So they instead had to buy a different property, but then they had already surpassed the 180-day window, similar to your situation. So they were pretty much saying, well, they had a good faith attempt, saying that if the deal had gone through for their first purchase, they would have met the requirements. However, the court ruled that it still didn't meet an 80-day window, even if there was a good faith attempt. So therefore, their transaction did not constitute a like-kind exchange or a deferred exchange, and it's the same situation as yours, that your transaction does not qualify as a deferred exchange. So I'm sorry that it may not have been the outcome that you wanted, and I know it would have been nice for it to be a tax-free transaction. However, there is a realized gain and taxes to be taken into consideration. Feel free to contact me if you have any more questions, or if you need to talk about something else, for that matter. But thank you for your time, and I hope you do have a good day.